You don't like what I spit, then lick my nuts. Cuz walking around with a stick, so bitch it's up. I'ma make you leave, you keep asking to sip my cup. I don't want your weed if it ain't gonna be leaving me slump. I ain't never met a bitch that I can't hunt. I play heavy metal with the blick, watch out, lil' bruh. I be running numbers through the summer, it's algebra. What up, dog, Gorilla Gang? What it do, my baby? Hey, how y'all doing this week, man? Y'all cool? Hey, bro, y'all be smooth out there, man. There's a lot going on. Shout out to my people down there in the South, Louisiana to be exact. You know what I'm saying? That Hurricane Ida that came through going crazy. I don't know, man. There's so much in the world going on right now, bro. But I'm glad to be here with y'all, and I'm glad that y'all here with me. Today, right now, at the moment, we about to get into some gangster shit. Gorilla Gang International. Hit that like button. Right now, we about to get into Active Gang versus 51st. Yeah. The Deadly War in Camden. Y'all ready? Hit that like and subscribe if you feeling them vibes, bro. For real. Let's get it.
2 men have been stabbed to death in 2 separate attacks in Kentish Town in North London last night. The body of the first victim, believed to be in his late teens, was found a couple of hours before police discovered the second victim, who's thought to be in his 20s.
Camden, the heart of fashion and culture in London, with some of the most expensive house prices and biggest tourist attractions in England. And from the outside in, it looks like the perfect place to live. But that's what the government want to show you. Once we go deep,
yeah, they do got, y'all do got a clean image for how filthy y'all are over there, for real. You know what I'm saying? If you ask the average Westerner, you know what I'm saying? Or probably anywhere else, London seemed like a nice place. You know what I'm saying? Everybody seemed very polite. You feel me? We all know that ain't the case, so let's get it.
Even to the lower income estates of the borough, you start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of millionaires literally by one street, and how these estates have created a deadly gang war which has taken over the borough in recent years. But before I get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Let's get...
Y'all go like and subscribe, bro. I'm gonna put his link in the comments. I mean, in the description. Like my shit too. And subscribe.
Get into the video. So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years the war in the area has been going crazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016 when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden.
See how some shit kick off over the most simple shit? They hit a lick on this nigga watch and kicked off a whole war. That's what it sounds like they saying. Hold on.
After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from a few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater Gang from the Peckwater Estate, the QC Gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Cumbo, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market. They linked up together and called themselves 51st, due to their postcodes being in NW1.
I done heard some of Peckwater little spitters, you know what I'm saying? They got some spitters on the squad. But they ain't fucking with Active Gang music, bro. That's just my opinion. Shout out to whoever, but Active Gang got the music, bro. Shout out to my nigga Too Smoky, yeah? That's my guy, you hear? Let's go.
And the NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gang, which some people may know from their songs, and they're from the Ager Grove Estate in Camden. And Active Gang are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called themselves 71st. And just like that, the war was now on between 51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So
just like that. Just like that.
Camden is actually home to a big Somalian community, with a big portion of them residing in Ager Grove, which is the territory of the 71st Gang. Such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And if you watch one of my previous videos on Mali Strip, Somalian people are people you don't want to be messing with, which you will understand more in this video. And this beef with... I'm gonna have to check that video out. Shout out to my Malis. was on goal from early. In 2017, two members of the AG gang, which represent 71st, executed a triple shooting on three 51st members. Two of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the two members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the two realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out of the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them.
That shit gangster, nigga. Shout out to Pac. You the first nigga I ever heard doing some shit like that. Nigga, let's get the fuck out of here, nigga.
But the police ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. Police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the two realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and
y'all shouldn't have went to the hospital in the first place. I mean, like, I don't know. You know somebody that can get a bullet out you, you know what I'm saying? You know the homegirl that took a shitload of college classes, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can take a bullet out you. So everybody got somebody that can take a bullet out, you feel me? But, you know, I understand in the heat of the moment. Let's go.
Attempted to run out of the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them, but the police ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all three members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all three were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Aga Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive and make his own way back to hospital.
I ain't heard one stabbing yet. And you know how y'all get with the chops, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard one stabbing yet, cuz.
But this beef really kicked off in a situation that wasn't even linked to...
There is a great hack on how to save on Apple products. You can get awesome promo codes on iPhones and
to both of the gangs. So on February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this...
Y'all be doing that shit over there, bitches. They be calling up every side of town to come to this one party. Like, alright, y'all, ain't no beef in here. My uncle working security and he got his gun. Like, bitch, what is that gonna do? You about to cause a mass shooting in this motherfucker, man. Hey, y'all got to stop that. I don't go to them type of functions anyway. Like I learned at a young age, no. It never goes well.
This party, there were people from all over London there, but a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people being the boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who
they came through on that, they sliding.
Pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. Damn. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were...
They was on his ass, boy. You seen all them niggas running? It didn't never look like they was gonna stop. God. And these was the 4 that got blamed. How y'all pinpoint them 4 when there was at least about 30 niggas running after him? See, you should have never went out fucking with them people, bro.
The young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced and convicted for. So 51st were mad about this situation, obviously, that their member Dotty was just stabbed to death. So they were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW and travelled all the way from Camden, northwest London, to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London, because that's where the people who killed Dotty were from. But they ended up finding no one from both areas. But they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members, and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK, and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole another 2 hours looking for more 71st members, and found a 71st member called Mitch's little brother.
These niggas slide and they said, fuck that. We hit everything. We going to all the spots. You know what I'm saying? These niggas dangerous, boy. Golly.
Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out of the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members. All within 2 hours of their first murder they committed that night, and 6 members were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called Flips, and the older brother of the second boy who died that night called Mitch, bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden, and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flips stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation.
God damn, the luck. That nigga got the worst luck. The worst luck. How did you get seen by a police on the scene? Like, I mean, the heat of the moment, it get crazy and it happen fast, but it's like, just your luck that a cop was on the corner that day, peeping everything, not trying to stop it, just, you know what I'm saying? That is crazy.
And ran down Phillips and arrested him. And now Phillips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went under some serious investigation by police, and members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges. And the beef started to die down a bit. But then 2019 hit, and quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out. And taking in consideration that 51st members, just before everyone started going to prison, killed 3 71st members. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time, and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning,
Nigga said it was a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, niggas about to get into some real shit.
51st member called Gxng was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him, and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body, leaving him literally paralysed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members. They wanted someone dead for their...
Them niggas got on straight bullshit, huh? Hey.
friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected member of 51st called C. Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when 4 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C. Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C. Miz, and C. Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C. Miz was actually a refugee from Congo.
God damn, boy, I tell you, I just don't. You know, sometimes you just don't know, man. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on? Why, bro? Now I gotta listen to this song. Why am I like this? You know?
After him and his family fled the war from over there. And members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali. Pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on C. Miz. And as I said before, the majority of these 71st members are Somalian. So after all this, there was news going about in Camden that 51st members were out on the alert, and any Somalian they see they're killing.
Heard some really strong intelligence that there is going to be revenge for Calvin's killing and his friends.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Only pay for what you need. With customized cartridge for Liberty Mutual.
That's a long ass ad.
Nothing rhymes with Liberty Mutual.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I've literally said they are going to go out and kill for Calvin's killing, and his friends are. I've literally said they are going to go out and kill any Somali in retaliation. So I just want to make that really clear. This is from a young Somali woman in Camden who's 24 years old, and basically we strongly suspect they're going to go out tonight and kill a Somali.
Which is probably a bit of a stretch.
I'm about to say, that do seem like a stretch, but niggas will get on that. Like, if them niggas are the enemy, alright, well, fuck all of y'all. You know, I can believe it. I don't know, man. Stay in the crib. And if you out, have a gun. You know what I'm saying? You might save your life, man. Damn.
On the other hand, 71st members kept saying that they're warring with Jaliers, which is basically the Somalian word for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turned into a race war between...
I don't know, y'all. I don't know if that's the case, because I know some real deal cool-ass Somalians that I met down in Minnesota, and them niggas fuck with the kids real. They love the nigga, you feel me? So I know they, you know... I know they see themselves in me. And see, you know, whatever. You know, let's go. Yeah, I know that ain't the case.
Dark-skinned and African. A lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turned into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with the killing of C. Miz. They wanted to spill more blood. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the estates of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Seat. When they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 p.m. Culprit and other members ran to a nearby set of blocks near Euston Road. But 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbours' doors to let him in so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killer knife through his chest while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And
Yo, you niggas is nasty, bro. I ain't even gonna front. Yo, you niggas is nasty. That's like, man, I don't know. It's like how it be over here. I don't even want to be long-winded, but it feels like when niggas I know that done some shit, they ain't really love the fact that they done some shit. These niggas having fun. They done, you know, they done made a little game out of it. You know what I'm saying? Then ran off laughing and shit hysterically. This shit is sick, bro. That's disgusting, bro. Wow. It all been disgusting. I know that's crazy that I made this part like everything, but that story just fucked up. 2 of they mans was holding dog and the other one was just hit. You know, that's fucked up, bro.
Culprit, he was just any normal kid from London. He was talented at football and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football and unfortunately became a victim of the streets. Now, as these back and forths normally go, 51st were now looking for revenge on their recent errors, and there were many stabbings across the month. And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings in 5 days in Camden. One of these being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London, but unfortunately he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death.
I know a nigga that got killed like that on some mistaken identity type shit. That's so fucking sad.
Just a few hundred yards from the situation. And 4 days later, a 71st member called Nuts, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation. And 4 days later, a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest...
That's how they got my boy FBG Duck in one of the busiest sections in Chicago. When a motherfucker wants you, man, they want you, bro.
A lot of people didn't even know what this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people didn't even know what this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for
Suspect the one that kicked this shit off. Hey, yeah, nigga, this what's going on in the streets. Hey, somebody had to put it in the raps. History got it. Somebody got to tell the story, man. Just don't get nobody locked up in the process of telling the story.
For the longest, a lot of people didn't even know what this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police...
The Camden Grim Reaper. That's Lil Reese to Chicago Grim Reaper. Do y'all got like y'all version of academics over there to be kind of, you know, stirring the pot, pushing all the messy shit? You know what I'm saying? How that work?
Police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads.
Did I react to Dugout? If y'all remember me reacting to Dugout, let me know. Because I think I reacted to Dugout. I'm not 100% sure, bro.
which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is. In one of his lines he says,
"Same place we used to play runouts, it's the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out, it's the same place I'm telling you come out."
Which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other.
That's just how that Chicago shit is. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. As a kid from, well, grown man, but as a kid that was from an impoverished place where it's like gang shit going on, most of this shit happened with almost all these niggas that be beefing with each other was cool when they was kids at one point. Then shit went left. Something happened in high school. It over. Shit be stemming from fucking middle school. You hear me? And niggas be growing up beefing. And we talk about girls be petty. We the same way. You hear me? Niggas be beefing since the fucking 7th grade. You hear me? We gotta fix our culture, bro, for real.
All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video, and peace.
Same place I was telling you play out, it's the same place I'm telling you come out.
Which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other. All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video, and peace out.
And peace out. Peace, my guy. Hey, man. That video is entertaining. This shit not entertaining. That video was intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, bro. I learned a lot, bro. I ain't know what that beef was really about. I've been hearing the raps, but I ain't know what that beef was really about. Anyway, bro, that was the deadly war in Camden. Active Gang versus 51st. Let me know what y'all thought about it, and let me know what I should react to next, man. It was a good time. Give me some more of these. Some more, you know, documentary style joints to watch. I like doing these, man. Let's get it. Oh, till the next time, we out.